All right, here we go. coLMVP finale spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Daybreak as our red Protoss. And across the way, we have his opponent Dignitas Bishu. He's going to be our yellow Protoss. And Bishu, a little bit of a PvP monster. He's been doing very well.
Yes, he is.
Dignitas often throws him in PvP situations, or when they anticipate a PvP.
Yeah, with some pretty ridiculous, crazy builds as well. I mean, we saw. I remember when he was. Who was he playing in on Tal'Darim Altar? Gosh, I'm gonna struggle to think of the player now. May have been Adele Scott. It may not have been during the all kill of no. It would have been game number 1. So. Was Adele Scott? Anyway, guys, he was playing against a Protoss player on Tal'Darim Altar, and he ends up going mass off of 2-gate Robo, mass Zealot Immortal, and not only does he crush a 4-gate, almost like what Nori does with his specialized 3-gate into Robo, better economy build, not only does he crush it, but so convincingly that he can just immediately take the fight to his opponent, and Immortal just starts wrecking buildings, and he just outright wins the game.
Yeah.
It was actually a super cool build.
Well, let's see if he does that this game. Both players grabbing their gates at roughly similar times. It looks like Bishu eked out an extra probe there, so he is up by 1 supply right now.
Yes, he is.
Using a little bit of extra Chrono Boost on that Nexus as well.
And let's actually take a look at how much Chrono Boost. Let's see. It's not been expended quite yet. Looks like Finale's just a little bit ahead of his, or on his buildings. It was a 12-gate versus a 13-gate. It was a little bit earlier gas, but of course Bishu does have that extra probe and thus extra economy for the moment.
Yes, he certainly does.
Okay, and it's those incremental things in PvP that you got to talk about. The real discussion happens, of course, when you see second gas, or rather lack of second gas, as you can hazard a guess at the very least as to what players will be going for after that.
See if they open with a Zealot or a Stalker first. Cybernetics Core going down for both players.
Yep, and Bishu sees nothing too out of the ordinary quite yet. Finale, nice job of denying mining off of the mineral patch for a while. Pulling himself off of that and then redoing the mining over and over and over again. He has actually completely denied the mining off of this patch, which is actually one of the closer ones.
Yep.
So, well done.
He's had it shut down for quite a while, and now he's going to start working on a probe. Just being extra annoying. Second gas is on the way for Bishu right now.
And it's up there for Finale as well, but Finale was actually 1 supplied later on that, so we'll see if we get any sort of a Chrono Boosted Stalker build coming out now for either of these players. This is a very long walk distance, so it's kind of a weird map, because you either decide to go heavy 4-gate because Warpins can put your units anywhere across the map, or you go super defensive. You don't usually have a lot of those. We're going to make a lot of units in the beginning of the game off of just Chrono Boosted gateways and walk them across the map. You don't tend to have a lot of stuff like that here.
Absolutely. Both players do have the double gas.
Yes,
no additional gateways just yet. They both also have Warp Gate coming at a very similar timing. It looks like Finale might have used an additional Chrono Boost on that.
And they both have about the same Chrono Boost right now, but let's see what the timing is at for both players. 73 to 62, Bishu a little bit behind. And here's our differences in the game, as we have a robotics facility coming up for Finale, and there is a Twilight Council buried in the back for Bishu.
Oh dear, I hope he doesn't go for DTs. He'll be in a lot of trouble.
Because we already know there's a Robo coming out.
Yeah.
2 more gates coming up now. But you know what? Oh, he just built a sentry. He's not going to have near enough gas by the time this Twilight Council's down. So it looks like both players actually going towards Blink Stalkers, as the Twilight Council is put down for Finale as well. And showing the robotics facility is usually a clue that you're just going to move into heavy Blink Stalker after that.
Yeah, definitely. So, Blink Stalker it is, and the Immortal is at... Oh, he's actually going to go Blink Stalkers of his own. And he'll have Immortals to boot. His Twilight's just going to be delayed, but he's going to have that additional Robo. He's going to be down by 1 gate.
It's 4-gate Blink Stalker for Bishu.
Yeah, so Finale will have 1 less gate, but his Blink is hardly delayed, and he'll also have that Robo.
Yes, so he's going 3-gate Blink Stalker, of course, with an Observer, so he can blink into his opponent's base. And
what?
Okay. That's an odd choice of engagement there for Finale, as his Zealot gets trapped, just like you would think it would happen.
Yeah, loses 1 Zealot there for nothing. And now Bishu is going to have the freedom to move out on the map. Proxy Pylon going up for both players, actually. And so they do both have the ability to warp in units offensively on the opponent's side of the map, maybe throw a few Zealots down, run into the mineral line if there's an engagement somewhere else and you know you might have free access to your opponent's base. that can just be extra annoying.
All right, and let's see. There's no Immortal coming up yet, but oh, this Observer is going to catch the train of units.
Or not.
Oh, did it come just after him?
Oh.
There we go. And knowing that these units have walked out means that there is some aggression heading his way. He reacts well by throwing down his force field right away.
I think he might have jumped the gun on that.
Think he should have tried to catch up some units or catch some units?
Or
because
maybe just waited for the commitment.
Had gotten up there, he could have just blinked.
Very true.
Let's see. And
Blink's not done yet,
Robo.
though. Just
you're
finishing.
100% correct. Now it's done.
I think he could have trapped a few of those stalkers.
All right.
But that aside, here we go. Bishu's making his way into the main. I don't know if Finale has enough. Blink is done for both players now.
Yeah, but it's going to come down to control already. Finale using a lot of his blink. That's going to sack his Robo.
Oh.
And it looks like he's rallying a few units back in, but more Blink Stalkers are being added for Bishu, and the Sentries are providing Guardian Shield as well, and he's depowered a gateway at the same time. Finale's pulling units off of the line.
And he's losing so many probes here. He's losing Stalkers as well. I think Bishu is just going to outright win here, or potentially just outright win. He's warping in more Stalkers at the proxy
I think he's gained
pylon.
himself a nice little advantage.
Yeah, let's check the econ.
Yeah, 14
24 to
24.
14. Ooh. That is absolutely brutal.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Finale had that gateway unpowered because he's not like he's going to be able to use it right now.
That's very true.
A little bit of a joke, but he is not going to be able to utilize that production for a while. And we do have... Oh, no, looks like that Robo did end up getting canceled / killed. Not really sure which, but Bishu will not have that Observer overhead. He's just going to have quite a few Blink Stalkers.
And now that Bishu has the ability to just continuously warp in units off of his 4 warp gates, he doesn't really have to focus on economy. Finale has to balance between building pylons, probes, and stalkers, and he only has 2 gates. So it's only a matter of time before Bishu just completely overwhelms him with gateway units, and I think that time might be now.
We'll find out. Zealots are making their way up. Do we have the big blink? There it is! And the Zealots have already bought a little bit of time for the Stalkers, so Bishu does get the initial better engagement. Finale trying to blink back right now. Bishu had to wait for the cooldown on his blink before he could begin his micro, but it looks like he still killed enough units that it doesn't matter, and he is just going to overwhelm Finale. There's a GG, and Dignitas ties it up 2-2.
是上将。